When I became a Canadian citizen, I promised myself and I promised Canada I'll get back to Canada. The opportunity it gave me. And at the time, I have some skill as a paramedic, and I thought this is a very natural slide in for me. So I became a regular member with the brigade, and very soon after that became an instructor with the brigade training system. And I became the area training officer for the Lower Mainland, so I was in charge of over 500 volunteers in their training and supporting each divisions in their training goals and stuff like that. That was very fun. A major research was done with over 10,000 first responders in Canada. And they found out over 20% of first responders who are volunteers have signs of PTSD. That's 1 in 5. In my own journey, my very first critical incident stress incident came from attending to a dead baby who was 6 months old. I still remember my partner holding this baby in the back of the ambulance and drove all the way to the hospital, and he wouldn't let go. And I can still see the nurses trying to take the baby away from my partner. And that was my first encounter with critical incident stress. And from that point on, I didn't get a whole lot of support from my colleagues. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't know how to deal with it. And from there, I got more training. I joined the critical incident stress team in BC Ambulance, and I realized more and more that this is a path I would like to take. In 2015, the then chaplain was extremely supportive. So between the two of us, we built a proposal for St. John Ambulance. After a couple revisions, the proposal were mostly supported by management. So we started a team by early 2016. And we have since conducted about 8 or 9 courses with about 15 to 20 people each. And we'd like to expand that program. For one, again, for awareness. For 2, education is always good. And if we can train all our officers in critical incident stress and how to deal with and how to talk to people when they're under stress, I think the brigade itself will be a lot better. And the last thing we want to do is we want to take away the stigma as much as we can. We need to help. We need to make them aware. We need to help them set boundaries so that they know when they reach the boundary and when to stop and get help. Sometimes due to stigma, they don't report that or ask for help. So there are 2 things. They're not used to seeing the serious things, and they don't ask for help when they need to. So that's a big thing for us. And my goal and my hope is to be able to take away both. We don't choose who to survive, but we can choose to be professional. So that comes back to the training and then the aftermath, and take away the stigma for them to ask for help. So that's a big thing for me. It's a bit of a goal, but we can do it. I constantly encourage our CIS team members to go look for people who are feeling well within our volunteers. Instead of having them come to you, just to make sure everybody's good, give them a phone call, send them an email, just to say hi. Hey, how are you doing? And we have seen some really weird stuff that came out of there. So if we go out and reach out, people are more willing to talk instead of having them come to us. So that's something that it's a little bit of idiosyncrasies for me. And I think we should reach out. And I too do the same thing. And we have found a few people who are not doing as well as we want them to be. So once you have that reputation, then people tend to come to you more readily. So relationship building, it's a big one for me.